Little sips, little sips, little sips, ooh, little sips. Do I drink a lot? Oh sure, but just little sips. Even as a baby, yes, I just took little sips. Little sips of lemonade, little sips of Sprite, little sips of Crow-Croa and Sunny Delight. My first memory is of my schoolboy lips, pressed to a pavement spill as you screamed little sips. 'Cause I can't stop with just liquids which do please. I have no choice, I must expand. Little sips command me. Little sips of gasoline, little sips of lotions, little sips of puddles, potions, pimples, and secretions. Drops on frogs, goo on cogs, all that's wet and sog. Sips of rotten veggies and licks of dirty hogs. Sips of public toilets, sips of puppy spills. If liquid it twere near me, I just had to sip a lil. It made me violent sick, my throw-up came in chunks. My brain swelled with fever for every drip I drunk. But I never died, the light it never came. 'Cause every substance, good or bad, I treat them all the same. Little sips. Little sips. Is it little sips? Oh yeah, little sips. Give me Piccolo. So I dropped out of school, sought work at Taco Bell, where the kitchen smelled of heaven, but the bathroom smelled of hell. One day a patron came to my counter in a fuss. This Pepsi tastes like shit. In my face the patron cussed. So I took a little sip, the patron dropped their jaw. You can't drink my Pepsi, that breaks the taco law. So I drank their queso, the leaking taco grease, the soggy spews of rotten food where every puddle teased. You have crossed the line! The patron made it hiss. If you want to eat my food, then you should start with this. The patron grinned a grin, tightening up their sleeves. A wet chaloupe, oh, it dripped bacteria colonies. They must have saved it years for just a foe like me. They knew not my pride and puzzled at my glee. I squished the squishy tube, a squirt it did fly. I smacked my lips about it, a sip I did imbibe. The patron died of fright. Why I lived if it was mist as weather, lubes, tubes, yucks or pukes. I just take little sips, little sips. Little sips, little sips, yeah, little sips. Trombone. I was fired from the Bell and sought a fishing rig. The toughest one among them was Captain Mary Big. By day we fish, by night we drink drinks. To join us, outdrink me, you walk the plank. I'll drink your brews, I said, a sip at a time. But if you can't sip what I sip, your fishing boat is mine. She nodded, we shook hands. The liquids they did splash. Mary drank in gulps. How long could I last? Bourbon, wine, and beer. Mary called for more. Me, I took little sips and sought a drink to pour. Whiskey, gin, and vodka, Shirley Temples by the drove. Mary was used to liquor, but not the drink I chose. Her liver could keep up, but her heart was on the brink. For just a sip of Drano is a sip too much to drink. Mary, she exploded. The crew let out a cry. The first mate bowed his head. 'Tis how she wished to die. The fishing boat was mine. I suffered no illness. 'Cause what you drink is never wrong when you just take little sips. Little sips. Little sips. Little sips. Oh, little sips. Harmonica, please. Before me, bid me my command. Whatever you dang want, I said, throwing up my hands. A party it broke out. The sun, it did eclipse. We changed the vessel's name, so it now was Lil Sips. I sailed that boat for days. We fished only for laughs. Then I hit a rock. Nothing good can last. The boat began to sink. The crew mutinied. But what did they expect? I have a business degree. The mates, they all cursed me. Water filled their lungs. They succumbed to the waves, then the mutiny was done. The water, it was freezing below the surface my head dipped, but I never drowned, 'cause drowning is a series of little sips. I came upon an island, the only thing alive. A year, it did pass. How did I survive? The grasses which did sprout, the liquids which did pool, I sipped each desperately, a little as per my rule. The reaper he did stall, my bell it never rang. What don't you get? Did you not hear all this time what I've been saying? Little sips, little sips, little sips, ah, little sips. Piccolo! Little sips sustained me. My life stretched on for years. The world I knew faded, then one day it disappeared. Ash it filled the sky. The nations, they all fell. The water began to boil when I saw the devil.
Your world, it has ended. It's your time, last I checked. Unless you can best me, it's time to go to heck.
I did not want to die. I knew the devil's tricks. I stood my ground and said, I challenge you to Lil Sips. The devil grinned a grin, and his hands made a rub.
Your challenge is accepted.
So I faced Beelzebub. He sipped ink and paint, arsenic and molten steel. I sipped right on back. The gaming now is real. Demons did surround us, chanting for their king. What the devil sipped was nasty, so I sipped of pleasant things. Sips of mother's milk, little sips of baby tears. Sips of hope, golden soap, little sips of 50 beers. I stunned the demon masses, from the ashes I did rise. The reason, I've said it before, so should come as no surprise. Little sips, little sips, little sips, oh little sips. The world now is gone. No one can call me names. No Mary Big or Taco Bell, no demons or their flames. Though I am all alone, and the past I do miss, with these corpses and collapses, there is plenty to sip. I roam through the wreckage, and one day I do find your face among the fallen, a memory it does remind. Of you and I as children, as I sipped a drip and spill. You screamed out little sips, and my fate it was instilled. Though I once blamed you for the sippin' life I lead, you were no child bully, those words were prophecy. That day you did dub me was the holiest of days. If you'd only sipped beside me, we'd have not to meet this way. So I close your eyes and I kiss your withered lips. Then I see goo spill from your wounds as I begin to take little sips. Little sips, little sips, little sips.